the start of your talk, you posed the question of how long should we be measuring some exposure over and how short. You gave us the example of asthma and nitrogen dioxide, and you showed that there seemed to be an association both from a long-term point of view and a short-term point of view. Now I know nitrogen dioxide is a gas, and mines measure that over a 1 hour period, but from the point of view of how short should we be measuring, the particles we're measuring 24-hour periods, which I suppose my gut feeling is that that's too long. And yes, so my question is whether you have some comment about the optimal short period of time.
Well, I mean that is a big problem, and I think we don't is the answer. Know as to what's the optimal period of time for any of these things. There is, for the gases, particularly for ozone and for, to a certain extent, for nitrogen dioxide, but particularly for ozone, where it's possible to do those exposure chambers experiments that I described to you before. It is possible to look very closely at the time course and to look to see whether very short-term exposures have adverse effects. But for sulfur dioxide, for example, for people with asthma, sulfur dioxide causes bronchoconstriction over a very, very short time period, a minute or even less. But exposure can cause airway narrowing in people with asthma. But, and you can do those experiments where you've got a very controlled environment, but it's much more difficult to do those experiments for things like particles, which are so heterogeneous. And I don't know the answer to the question. I think it's an important question because, as you saw with the data that Howard showed, there is quite marked short-term variation in particulate exposure, and the importance of that health effects is not known. As far as I know, it's not known.
Speakers have been really excellent, and I really want to thank them for coming here and hearing these talks, and thank you for the questions. So thank you. So we go to a break now. There is no lunch here. Lunch tomorrow is here in the Cummings room, but Derby Street is just down here with cafes and Subway, and you'll find no shortage of food. We'll see you back here at 1:30. Okay? Thanks very much.